Johnny Chaos here, back with Chaotic X Gaming for your Week 5 results and a special Sunday note from the commish. Starting things off, Second City Saints tames the Cobra 164.88 to 131.24. Cheeeesehead squeaks out a win over the Patriot way, 166.86 to 159.04. Coach Prime Toes smokes out CeeDeez Nutz, 205.28 to 159.56. And our tribal chief annihilates Jay Resenda's 176.42 to 129.96. Game of the week will follow here later on, as now we get into the team bank. Not much changing except Coach Prime Toes making his way up, having the highest scoring team and the highest scoring player this week. Now we'll bring up the rankings. Prior to this week's matchups, we have Cheeeesehead, who does not move. Samoan Werewolves, who does not move. Second City Saints climbing to the third spot. Wow. Our tribal chief stays at number 4. CeeDeez Nutz dropping to number 5. Coach Prime Toes number 6. CeeDeez Buttz, formerly known as Mongolian Midget.
A few moments later.
Milkman. Jay Resenda's 3 dropping to the 8th spot. Cobra continuing to find his way, sliding down the rankings, as well as the Patriot way coming in at dead last. Well, the season keeps moving on. Let's bring him out here for the commissioner's note. Gentlemen, the commish. Morning, fellas. A very rare Sunday note to kick off the 12 o'clock noon games. Didn't get a chance to get the note out on Thursday, so we will get it out on Sunday. Let's get right into it. Open this bad boy up. Week 5 review, Week 6 preview. From the lowest scoring week of the season last week to the highest scoring week of the year so far. Teams making statements as we move closer and closer to the playoffs. Another 200-point performance this week, which has been an absolute treat to see this year. Already 3 times we've had a 200-point score. Also, first trade of the week took place as well. Good to see players moving around. Now let's get into the highs and the lows from this past week. Highest scoring team, Coach Prime Toes, 205.28 points. Gotta love it. And lowest scoring team, he finds himself here a lot. Jay Resenda's 129.96. Not bad, but not good. Highest scoring player of the week, Joe Burrow, owned by Coach Prime Toes with 62.78 points. Absolute killer. Highest scoring quarterback, obviously, Joe Burrow. Highest scoring running back, DeAndre Swift, owned by Second City Saints, 23 points. Highest scoring wide receiver, Jamar Chase, owned by Coach Prime Toes, The Connection, 60.30 points. My goodness. Highest scoring tight end, Tucker Kraft, owned by CeeDeez Nutz, 36.8 points. Highest scoring defense, the Minnesota Vikings, owned by CeeDeez Buttz, formerly known as Mongolian.
A few moments later.
And Milkman. Highest scoring kicker, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, K. Fairbairn. Barn. Our tribal chief, the owner, with 16 points. Those are the highs and the one low. As we get to our game of the week review, Week 5. CeeDeez Buttz, formerly known as Mongolian
A few moments later.
and Milkman, edges out Samoan Werewolves 182.24 to 165.44 in a game that was separated by 2 points. Before Monday night's game, Kelsey ends up picking up the win for CeeDeez Buttz. A close game all the way through the week. A matchup we all thought was going to hit 200 to 200. Falls just a bit short. Nonetheless, probably the best game of the week that we've seen thus far. I give it 4.5 stars, exactly what we want to see in game of the week. Another big week from the usual teams that have been laying the lumber early this year. Will the big dogs be able to keep momentum heading into week 6? Or was the win by CeeDeez Buttz enough to open up the Star-Lord Division's #1 spot? Only a couple more weeks until the playoff rankings come out. Who will be headlining those rankings this season? All in all, the best week of fantasy football in my opinion to date. That being said, this week absolutely strided past my expectations with big bonus scoring, a 200-point performance, and the highest scoring week from the league to date. Absolutely phenomenal, fellas. Hopefully we can keep it going week 6. As our game previews for week 6, we have Second City Saints taking on Jay Resendez 3. Jay Resendez 3 out to a 42.10 to 0 at the moment after Thursday night's games. Jay Resendez 3 projected to win 165.87 to 148.23. Second City Saints thought he had a bye week this week, but already finds himself in a big hole. Will he come back out of it and win? Cobra taking on Cheeeesehead. Cheeesehead, who's up 9.8 to 0 after Thursday's game. Projected to win 151.12 to 141.74. Cheeeesehead looks to continue his dominance, and this week a crippled Cobra comes to town. CeeDeez Nutz taking on CeeDeez Buttz. 27.50 to 0. CeeDeez Buttz, who, if you forgot, formerly known as Mongolian
A few moments later.
and Milkman, is projected to win 157.88 to 157.46. Close projection in a very close projected match. Both teams projected over 150 points. We get to see the battle of Nutz and Buttz. Coach Prime Toes taking on the Patriot way. Coach Prime Toes currently up 32.7 to 0 and projected to win 156.63 to 146.64. A chance for Coach Prime Toes to climb up the Star-Lord Division this week. The Patriot way needs a win to avoid being the toilet bowl favorite to lose in the shit-offs. And it's about that time. Game of the week preview for week 6. The West Charles Street crew in full effect for this bout. A matchup of two top teams from their respective divisions. Once neighbors will now become rivals for this week. Our tribal chief takes on Samoan Werewolves. Samoan Werewolves currently up 33 to 27.60, but our tribal chief still projected to win 155.01 to 151.86. With both teams still having 8 players to play, this one could go down as a Guardians of the Gridiron Classic. Both teams certainly know how to score. Both teams in the mix for a playoff spot at the moment. Can Samoan Werewolves put down the reigning champion? Or is our tribal chief back in business? Well, we are a couple moments away from kickoff. As always, good luck to everybody, and let's fucking go!